Hey guys, Judge Shells here. Every now and again, I get asked what kind of mods that I'm using for my World of Tanks client, and all the mods that I use can be found in Aslan's mod pack, which has been a staple for World of Tanks mods for years and years and years now. I'll put a link in this video description if you guys are new to the game and aren't familiar with it. I used to play the game for about 5 or 6 years, completely vanilla, and more or less, I still play it that way. Just a lot of these are just little convenience things. But I thought I'd make this video to go over the mods that I use, so you guys can see what I use. You see one of the ones that you like. So I don't use XPM itself for player statistics or anything, but this is selected because I have some um, other mods that require that XVM code in it. So I use the Mark of Excellence mod and, through XVM that is displayed in your UI interface in your bottom left of your screen, and it shows it right next to that. Most of these other things I skip here. All this fancy UI nameplate stuff I don't use at all. Damaged or destroyed vehicles. This is a default setting that goes with that Marks of Excellence mod. I couldn't deselect it, so I'm trying to figure out this one here. This is one that I highly recommend using. So in the team listings in the left and right of the battle screen, you will see that if you use this particular mod to the right after their name or before on your team, on the enemy team, it'll show in gray or in lit light bulbs which tanks on the enemy team are currently spotted on the mini map, and this is a very useful mod. I don't need it too badly because I pay attention to my mini map quite a lot, but that is a pretty useful mod to have. Helps you pay attention to what's going on in the battle. Generally, I don't use these circle mods very often, but I decided to use them this patch, so I got the 445 meter max spotting distance circle here, the draw distance circle, which is the max distance at which targets will be rendered for you. And I also have a view range circle while standing still. This is so when I'm using a tank with binoculars, for example, it'll show me roughly how much more overlay view range I'm having in my position relative to the, for instance, the enemy tank that I'm trying to spot. It won't be like, oh, if they're within that circle, I'll spot them. But I know that the more I overlay with that, the better I am cutting through that enemy tank's camo, for example, right? The rest of the stuff I don't use: directional lines, labels, players on minimaps, all this UI sizing. I don't use any hit logs at all. Like I said, I don't use XVM statistics. I don't think it's useful at all in battle, knowing players make good decisions or bad decisions based, and you don't need XVM to tell you that. XVM can't tell you that. I do use a Sixth Sense mod, but it isn't in this particular area. I have these hanger settings here that I use to hide some of the clutter in the garage. I had the premium shop because Wargaming are greedy and I don't want to give them any more money. Same thing with the promotional vehicle. General chat because the social UI aspect of the game, let's be honest, is pretty bad. So equipment auto return and crew auto return. The last time I tried to use them through this particular thing, it didn't work, so I'm going to try it again in this patch, and if it doesn't work, I'll go back. There's a different equipment return and crew return mod that you can use through Aslan's as well. I use 3 normal rows, scale to 0.88. This is just because of the monitor that I use, the resolution that I can use. This is just preference, whatever you guys like if it doesn't clutter up your screen. All these ping stuff and everything I don't need. I have my own software I use for that stuff. So this team HP bar is very useful. It shows you on the top left and on the top right what your current hit point pool is for your team, and then on the enemy team, and lets you know how the battle is progressing. For instance, there might be the same number of tanks alive on each side, but your team could have a lot less hit points, or the enemy team could have a lot less hit points, and it'll let you know if you can be more proactive or more careful, right? And it helps you make those kind of decisions. Show repair timers on damage panel, like if you have a damaged tract or a gun or something, it shows you how many seconds it'll take before that module is repaired. I haven't used this mod yet, so I'll let you guys know. It shows your tank's top speed over the damage panel in the same area, bottom left. Gun reload sound, I have not used this before, so we'll see how this one works. So there are about 3 or 4 mods here that I have selected in this current patch that I haven't used before. And let's see, what are all these? Vehicle icons. Yeah, this is all customization, cosmetic stuff. I don't use it all. I do a slight zoom out mod just so I can see a little bit better. I don't use any of the other stuff though. I have enable free camera and replays only, so I can have a better perspective. If I'm watching a replay, I try to figure out how the angle worked on the battle scenario, for example, or a lot of the time use this to take screenshots for thumbnails in my YouTube channel. Crosshair Mod, for years and years and years and years, I never used a Crosshair Mod, and this is almost pretty close to vanilla. This Crosshair Mod that I use is called Legion Lost, almost standard. It's very clean, has a very good color hue to it that I like, and tells me everything I need to know, and just keeps it simple. I like this Crosshair Mod a lot. Nothing cluttery or too crazy or fancy. All this stuff, I don't even know if this stuff is legal, to be honest. I personally don't think it is, but if it's in Oslands, it must be legal, right? Question mark. But no, I don't use any of this stuff. Let's see, chat mods. This could be, I might actually select this as I'm recording this video here. No, I don't think I'll need to use any of that. Once again, I don't use damage logs. I just pay attention to what happens in the battle. Use Mark of Excellence mod. Extended, this is for in garage stuff. Team HP pool, this is the same kind of thing as what I had selected earlier, but made by different coders, different people. I don't use any of the gold consumable stuff or anything like that. This one I have had a question about as well. It's called Change Silhouette Colors. This is when you have your cursor highlighted over a tank that normally it's green, I think is what it is. And this will change the outline color that is around the silhouette of the tank to, there's only unfortunately only 3 different colors you can pick from. So yellow, magenta, or a cyan, which is like a light blue with a little bit of green in it. So I selected this one because I just like that color spectrum better. This is the Sixth Sense that I use. I get a lot of questions about this one. This has an animated animation on the Sixth Sense, so it has a little circle on it, very similar to the drowning icon that's in the vanilla client, where it has a little timer that ticks down in a circle around the logo. So you can select whatever logo that you want, and then it'll have a little timer that ticks down for 10 seconds, or it should be for 10 seconds, I believe. Hopefully I did select that. I think that's default with this particular thing. I guess I'll find that out after I do this. But I'm pretty sure that comes with this animated one right here. And let's see, Sixth Sense sound. Normally I would use, I think I'll change that back to Sauron. I normally use the Sauron one because I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. Garage Appearance, I normally, I don't even know what this is actually. I had this selected just for it. Normally I would just go minimalist. So let's just do that. Garage icons, crew icons. I actually am going to deselect this. I thought about trying that out, but I just tried too many new mods here, and so normally I don't use this stuff. I use Anonymizer on battle results, so if somebody's using Anonymizer in the team listings, that'll show their original name in the battle results. Have extended friends and blacklist. This one I've been using for a really long time. I like this one a lot. So this one has equipment and skill icons, equipment and skill icons by branded. This allows you to see if you have more than 4 crew skills on a crew member, which pretty much everybody has nowadays because of the holiday bonuses and skill books and everything that, and boosters and everything that Wargaming have made it possible to have really good crews for almost everybody in the game. If you have more than 4 crew skills, what will end up happening is the little icons will stack on top of each other, and you'll only be able to see the current skill that your crew member is working on, plus one more that they had previously trained. And then all the other crew skills that you trained earlier than that will be stacked underneath, and you won't be able to see it unless you actually physically right-click the crew member like this. Yeah, I got a destroyed HWK there. I'm low on credits, but you only be able to see all the icons like this if you actually go in and see that. See, I'm still running vanilla client here, so that's how that works. You can hover over it and see it, right? But I find that crew icons by branded pretty useful. I don't use a ton of any other stuff. I think I've use a few more stuff here at the bottom of the list here. I don't use any texture mods or anything, music mods, voice mods, anything like that. Minimap mods. I was using, I can't remember if it was the minimap mod by Shura or not for a while, but it was kind of unnecessary and kind of, it made it look nice, but it was kind of overcomplicated how the minimap looks, so I stopped using that minimap mod. It's basically a graphical change in the minimap that made it look more precise. I guess we can go ahead and try it again. Let's see how it goes. Color-based circles. So this is the cap circle. I have not used this one yet, so I'll let you guys know how this goes. And custom login screens, I just use this. This just has some cool thumbnails and pictures when you log into the game client. It replaces the default with a cool historical picture or a cool graphical one. Actually, no, this is the historical one by Jägermeister I used to use. This steel one is like tank art that people have made, fan art and whatnot. So I used this one for quite a while, which is quite fun. And that is it. So I know I probably took a little bit too long to explain all the mods that I use. But I just wanted to make this video so that if anybody asks me in the future, I can refer them to this video. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys, and you are able to find any particular mod that you've seen that I've used that you would be interested in trying as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy hunting out there, and take care.